Can you tell us a little bit about like what Cubee is, why it's so effective, and what you make of that 15% survival increase?
Yeah, after my studies, I started a mushroom farm, and I read this paper that Paul Stamets and Brennan Hopkins lab have published that showed that using the mycelium. So when you grow mushroom, you have like the root, the white mold, and then you have like the fruit or what we eat, which is like the corporophore fruiting body, whatever. So they use the mycelium, like the root, and they did like extract with that in the lab, and they quantified like the virus load and like bees that got the mushroom versus the one that didn't, and they show like crazy effect, like crazy reduction in deformed wing virus, crazy reduction in leg sani virus, like almost too good of a result. So I had access to the same mushroom, but my partner has been optimizing his mushroom to increase the medicinal compound that are present in it. So we had like a boosted mushroom. So we did an extraction, which is what even more concentrated. And our idea was like, let's put as much mushroom in as less possible liquid that we can. And I tried this, I think the first time was in 2021, which I had more hives. I had 100 by then, and they were all tracked with nectar. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take 50, put some Cubee in, and put nothing in the control, spread it by location. And then my idea was to check if it would reduce the virus. So I'll put that just before winter. And then I didn't treat the mite. I went bold. I went like, I'm just going to put some mushroom and I'm going to wish for the best. And the results were very surprising. I had like 18% survival on the control, but I had close to 40 in the one that I gave mushroom. So you need to still treat your mite. So then I was like, okay, this is crazy. So then I scaled a bit my operation, and then I replicate the study, but I did it twofold. So I did like in spring with Cubee, and then I again gave in fall. So now I showed also increased growth. So the nuke had 4 frame more by midsummer. So they had like basically created a new nucleus for free almost. And then I again saw a huge impact on survival. So I treated my mite this year and I got like a 26% increase in survival. So on the third year, I gave out sample to everyone and I replicated again the study and it again showed the same result. And I showed increased honey production on my hive for like 40%, reduced aggressivity level, increased growth in brood and bees. I also did the study on the queen lifespan. So I showed that the queen lived longer, not just the colony. So now we've replicated that study in 2024 and we sent QB all across Nectar client. We got like more than 2000 QB samples sent. And I recently completed the result on that. But basically, we showed again a similar impact on survival and longevity and increased 15%. And this was done in different geolocation, different beekeeper.
Yeah.
So now we're selling it. But yeah.
So I have the numbers in front of me. So in that study, there were 438 QB supplemented colonies, 1395 control colonies. The results showed 15.5% higher survival, 20% longer expected lifespan, and the control colonies maxed out at 837 days of lifespan, whereas the QB hives went beyond 1200 days. So just adding that up, if you were to take that 15% increase, like let's give a scenario where you have a 10,000 hive outfit, what does that actually look like from an economic point of view?
Yeah, it's huge. So let's say that QB at commercial level is about $7 to $8 per dose Canadian dollar. So like 5, 6 US, let's say. If you buy, I mean, at scale, like a big barrel for like 1,000 hives operation. And that will give you like, let's say pessimistically view 10% increase in survival. Even if you have, let's say 2,000 hives, 10% is 200 hives. And you invested, let's say 14 times 2000. So you invested like 28. So it seems like a big number, but like 200 hive, they're at least worth 500 a piece. And then you have increased growth. So if we pessimistically say that you can do 2 frame of brood more per colony supplemented, that's half a nuke there. and a nuke goes for like $200. So that's 100. So just with the nuke, you pay for your Cubee, and you actually get your colony to live longer, and then you can actually make more money out of them longer.
So for
And
like a 10,000 hive operation where, for example, winter loss is around 30-40%, replacement cost of a hive is around 220, 250, something like that. If you're increasing 10-15%, like it's hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially. And that's without taking into account higher honey yields and additional contracts and that type of thing.
And when we'll publish, you'll show also that they increase the queen lifespan. And that's also a reduction in cost, because you could spend $30 on queen, maybe once per year. And right now we're trying to show also that it actually leads to the bee being more able to defend itself against the pest and disease. So like there's a lot of benefit to it, and we're trying a lot to optimize our process so we could make it even cheaper. But I think even at the current price, it's a no-brainer for me, who's totally biased. But